Okay, welcome back to Dungeons, Dudes, and Dragons. My name is David Ashbaugh, coming to you from Linköping, Sweden. Your dungeon master here, joined, as always, by our three fearless adventurers, Alex, Darren, and David. How you guys doing?
Ready to go for a noblewoman.
Pretty outstanding.
I am. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
Yeah, recap of last episode. Obviously, you guys had traveled through the forest. You managed to save a damsel in distress, and then Alex made it super weird.
I chose violence.
To say the least.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it at that. And then you guys found your way to the town of Vektorov. Big castle on a hill, little town out front. You managed to get to yourselves some new weapons, including a free Lute of Lightning for David, who was able to play a little tune for the shopkeeper and persuade him to give him that for free. Had some drinks at a bar, managed to swipe some keys off a guard, and then you talked your way. Well, you didn't talk your way. You volunteered to marry the daughter of Lord Vaknarov, and you were sitting around the table, having some meals, having some drinks. Both David and Darren were subjected to a nobility blood test, which surprisingly they both passed. And then Alex refused to take part in this blood test. And that is where we find ourselves right now. But before we get to the episode at hand, of course, we're going to do some dude dialogue. And seeing as how, well, it's kind of all over the place with everybody just giving an interesting fact about themselves, I thought I would start maybe just asking you guys certain questions, and you can all answer the same question. What would you think about that?
Yeah,
I'm down with that.
So, the first question of Dude Dialogue, Episode 6. Obviously, this podcast is going to become world famous. It's going to become huge. And eventually, eventually Hollywood is going to pick up the movie rights to this podcast. So, who would you want portraying you in the Hollywood blockbuster Dungeons, Dudes, and Dragons?
Oh no.
I know.
All right, Darren, start it off.
I've had on more than one occasion people either online or in person mention the fact that apparently I am a spitting image of a Mr. Kevin Smith.
I could see that. Yeah, I could see that for sure.
So I would think that, and I mean, just like Kevin Smith, the godfather of nerddom, really couldn't be a more perfect choice to play me in the film. So if the dramatization of Dungeons, Dudes, and Dragons ever made it to the silver screen, K. Smith, I think, would be my call.
All right, I like it. Alex.
Dave Bautista.
And a hard left from Alex.
Yep, it's I don't look
nothing like.
He
Alex
looks nothing
has
like
a
me.
full head of hair. He's a pasty, skinny white guy.
Yeah.
Yep, but the way that I'm playing this character right now, with the way the direction's going, I imagined that Dave Bautista would definitely be the one that I would go with to kind of portray how I go, because he's big and intimidating, but he can go goofy as well. He can go kind of aloof if he wanted to. Knocked it out of the park as Drax. But if we are going to go with somebody who does kind of look my part, I would probably have to go with Denzel Washington.
I don't think Denzel is available, unfortunately, Alex.
King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
Shit's chess, it ain't checkers.
Trust me, Denzel's going to want to do this project.
Just to go back to Dave Bautista, movie recommendation, Knock at the Cabin. Fantastic.
Yeah, quite good.
I've heard a lot of things about that movie, and all of them have been good. I haven't seen it myself, but I want to check that out.
It's, M. Night Shyamalan, whatever his name is. He's real hit and miss, but that is a fantastic movie. Go watch it. Don't watch trailers. Don't go into it knowing what's happening. Yep. Go in completely blind, and you'll love it. Knock at the Cabin.
They did not pay us for this endorsement.
No, they did not.
That was not a bad Shyamalan one. Old, that beach one.
I never saw that one.
Wasn't bad. Should have been shitty, but wasn't too terrible.
Huh.
What you're telling me is it wasn't Mark Wahlberg running away from the wind?
Oh my God, Mark Wahlberg in general should just stop being in movies, but that one was especially bad.
Signs also great movie.
Yeah.
Anyways, David, have you considered who would portray you in the blockbuster hit?
Well, I was using this time to try and figure it out. And the best I can think of, and you guys are going to have no idea who it is, but I figure because my guy is a
Hold on,
musician,
let me load up Google here.
I'm going to pick a musician instead of an actor. Because I feel like the music needs to be better than the acting in my situation. So I'm going to go for a guy of the name Jason Richardson, who is a phenomenal metal guitarist.
All right.
It's funny, when I Google Jason Richardson, I get the former basketball player Jason Richardson, who is a tall African-American man.
David's second,
this is a skinny white
second
guy.
choice to play him is also Denzel Washington.
Yes, it's like the Nutty Professor, but it's Denzel playing all three of us.
Starring Denzel Washington, and Denzel Washington.
And Robert Downey Jr. playing
Denzel Washington.
Oh, that's too good. Oh, so good.
Robert Downey Jr. playing Denzel Washington,
right.
playing one of our characters.
Well, hang on, Mr. Ashbob. Back to you. You're doing side characters and stuff. Who would be playing you in said movie?
the voice of God, Morgan
No,
Freeman.
it's Denzel Washington.
Damn it, David.
Ever since I was a little boy.
No, David just hit the bullseye. I'm the narrator, so it has to be fucking Morgan Freeman.
It would have to be.
Like a Twinkie. Like a Twinkie.
Join me on an adventure through space and time.
Or you know what? Just because I've got a bit of a man crush on him. Ryan Reynolds.
Oh,
yeah. There
we got to
go.
get him
He'd be
in
fun.
the project somehow. That's a good call.
I think he's got a really recognizable voice. He's got that dry wit and comedic timing. So as the narrator, I think he could do a good job.
Good call.
I'm pretty sure he listens too.
Yeah,
I'm almost
definitely.
positive he's a big fan of the cast.
I think he mentioned us in Hot Ones when he was on there last couple
Hawa,
weeks ago.
and I think there's like a little throwaway mention about us in the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. I'm almost
of
positive
course.
there is.
Yeah, well, that movie finished wrapping shooting in like January, and we debuted in like July. So that
keep your
tracks.
ears
Makes
peeled
sense
for that
to
one
me.
next
Yeah.
time you watch Deadpool versus Wolverine. We're in that.
Yeah, when someone says "dude," that's the reference.
But speaking of movie recommendations, Deadpool versus Wolverine, go see it in theaters. Fucking great.
Yeah,
Immaculate.
very good. Very good.
So good. All right, so we're going to pick up right where we left off last time. You guys are currently sitting at the table. Lord Vacner is having his dinner. You guys are enjoying your dinner and some ale. And Lord Vacner has just asked you, basically, to explain yourselves. Why should he allow your daughter or his daughter to marry you? So,
wait.
let's continue there.
I'm not sitting at the table anymore, am I? Because I got absolved
you're
of the nobility check.
Well, you're still sitting at the table, but you're no longer a part of this conversation, and it almost feels as if Lord Vacner has basically just erased you from his memory, but he's allowing you to continue sitting at the table.
Okay, well, I'm just going to gorge on the food and the ale in front of me then.
Nice.
Perfect. And then Darren and David, you guys are up. Convince him.
Well, you know what? I'm just going to convince him, be like, you see how agile these fingers are, and just do a little sweep picking on my guitar again? I'm just like, imagine what else they can do.
My God.
What every father wants to hear about their daughter.
Yeah. He's about halfway through lifting his fork to his mouth, and he just stops and stares daggers through you.
And I just hold gaze and just keep playing my lute.
No blinking.
You're making Darren look
blinking.
really, really good by comparison here.
Yeah, absolutely. I just kind
Hey,
of
I'm a
cut
wingman.
off. And apologies for my friend. Doesn't know the finer arts of conversation. Vacner. May I call you Vacner?
My name is Van Dusen Vacner, but you can call me Mr. Vacner.
Mr. Vacner, I have been on many a venture through this lovely world of Faerun. It's taken me from coast to coast. I've seen many a battle, and I've seen many a quest, but there is one adventure I am yet to conquer, and that is the adventure of the heart. And I do believe I could finally cross that off my list, my quest, with your lovely daughter.
Bravo.
Do you think you'd be able to protect her from all enemies? Do you think that upon my passing, you would be able to rule this kingdom as well as I?
I just conjure in like the palm of my hand just one of my magic missiles. It doesn't fire, but it just kind of like pulses and like burns in the palm of my hand, and I just kind of like look at him. I'm just like, oh, that won't be a problem.
Okay, so I'm picturing like almost like a Star Trek hologram in your palm, and it's just kind of like rotating around as
Yeah,
you're
it's just
looking
like
at
this
him.
like powerful looking like plasma fire almost. That's just kind of like, it's like pulsating. There's little like sparks pinging off it, and then I just kind of like snap my fingers and it disappears again. Just a little show of strength, if you will.
He looks at you and he's like, "Ah, a wizard." And he raises both of his hands and conjures 2 magic missiles within the palms of his hands.
Oh, a man of culture, I see.
And
Tell me.
And he says, I like to find a man who shares some similarities with me if he is to one day take over my role as the lord of these lands."
Oh.
And then he puts the magic missiles away and continues to eat.
Hell yeah. Boys, I'm not going back to Victoria. I'm going to stay in this realm. For sure. Yeah, I hold my glass up and give him a nod, like a we bros now kind of nod, and I slam back some of my ale.
And he looks at you and he says, "Doridius, was it?
Yes, sir.
There's something about you. Your friends make me question."
I'd loudly slurp from my glass.
Alex, you're going to get us killed.
I'm just kind of twinkle fingering, just letting him see how agile my fingers can be.
Just seeing how well he'd fucking diddle his daughter.
I mean, hey,
You're like that guy from, what is it, El Dorado, just like with the lute right next to him with the wide eyes. And he looks at you and he says, "Doridius, I think we might have something here. But your choice of friends makes me question your abilities to choose who you choose to have around you."
While they may not be the most chivalrous and cordial of people that I surround myself with, I tell you this, they come in handy in a pinch and in a battle, and I would trust no man better with my own life than these 2 fine gentlemen.
Having men in a battle that you can trust is a smart move. I respect that.
And I respect you, sir.
Thank you, as you should. And he puts his fork and his knife down, takes a final swig from his drink. Hold on, I need to find where I have in the script here.
What, you didn't script for David trying to finger his daughter at the table?
Hold on, I had
You were
something for
prepared
this.
for that?
Yeah. I knew this was going to happen. I got it, yeah.
And he says, "Well, gentlemen, this has been an interesting evening. I shall consider your proposal, Doridius. However, I shall consider it in my chambers and chat and talk it over with my wife. In the meantime, I invite you to stay as my honored guests tonight, and we shall conclude our transaction in the morning."
I loudly slurp from my glass.
If you guys want to like trade Alex for another player, I'm sure we could find someone else.
Yeah. Chuck, get in here.
Maybe Chris is still available. You know, the summer's winding down. His job might not be so busy. So just as he's about to walk out and head to his chamber, the door bursts open, and in walk 2 guards holding a hooded figure. They say, "My lord, we caught this one skulking around the culvert at the back of the castle. We think he was trying to sneak in through the dungeons."
Oh, no.
And they pull his hood off.
It's going to be Crim.
And they pull his hood off, and underneath it, you see the face of Chuck.
I knew
emerge.
it.
Oh, no.
Chuck's mouth is bound. Lord Vactor walks up, bends down, face to face with him, and he says, "Well, if he wanted to see the dungeon so badly, let's grant him his wish. Lock him up. We'll deal with this scum in the morning." Everybody make me a perception check.
Oh, no, we got to help him out here. Perception.
Well, you do have table
Come on,
talk.
come on, come on, come on.
You do
No,
have
I've
those
got a 3.
keys. We might be able to.
I got a
3
22.
also. Garbage.
Oh, okay. What did everyone roll?
22.
I had a 3.
3. Oh, we did.
All right. So, David, you're the only one that locks eyes with Chuck. And with your 22, you can see that Chuck is scared. You can see Chuck is afraid. And he looks at you and he locks eyes with you, his mouth bound. But you can see that even with his mouth bound, he is asking for help.
I kind of like nudge Darren and Alex here and kind of like give them the look to let them know like he's being serious right now. Shit's gone awry.
Yeah, I just subtle nod back. Like, we got this. We got all night.
And so the guards who are holding Chuck, basically he's got his hands shackled behind his back, his mouth is bound, and they've got one guard under each shoulder, and Chuck's not a big guy, so they're carrying him out of the room and back into the lobby where you guys had first entered, and then
Can I try to persuade them to let me have him as a slave, I guess, a groupie to be my, official loot carrier
instead? May I have that
once? Sure. Roll me a persuasion with disadvantage.
Damn it, that was a 24, so hopefully this one's also around there.
Nat it.
No, 12.
Less.
All right, so what do you say to them?
That I could use a little slave to haul my belongings around. This loot gets heavy.
Lord Vacner looks at you. He's like, with your vulgarity, you're lucky to still be welcome in my castle.
Yeah, saw that.
Fair enough. Yep.
And he says, take him to the dungeons. We'll deal with him in the morning. Not you, but Chuck. And Lord Vacner, after Chuck has been carried out, looks at you and he says, these peasants try to sneak in from time to time. They think they can easily break in, steal a few things, and sneak out. Those scum don't do it twice, though. Hard to sneak in after their feet have been removed.
I put my glass down and I look at King Vacner and I say, "I'll kill him for you. I want to be able to prove my friends here that they put their faith in me for my combat ability, and I want to show that off."
I wasn't quite certain about
certain.
I wasn't quite certain about you after you denied that blood test. And he kind of scowls at you. But come morning, we're not going to kill him, but you remove his feet slowly, and you will have regained my respect.
Well, my lord, my talents are not exactly suited for marrying noble women, but I have different talents that I think you might appreciate.
Well, and to be fair, his legs probably aren't much bigger than 15 inches, so he's got a third one ready to go anyway. So.
Yeah, that's true. No feet doesn't matter when you got a dick.
It's a little tripod there. Yeah.
Use it as a pogo stick.
Yeah.
He's almost there to a centaur.
All right, so Lord Vacner, as he's about to exit the door, turns back and he says, we'll see you gentlemen in the morning. Everyone make me a perception check.
Ooh, critical fail.
Yes, I got a 17.
14.
Sorry, Alex, what was that?
17.
Nice.
Perfect. So, Alex, you are the only one to hear Lord Vacner as he's walking out of the room, and he whispers under his breath, I need to get the smithy to seal up that damn culvert.
Smithy to seal up the culvert. Okay.
The guards that were standing behind you, they each pull your chair out, and they motion for you to stand up and exit the door.
Is the door past Chuck at all?
Oh, Chuck's gone. He's been presumably thrown into the dungeon.
Okay.
What time of day are we at?
The ceremony was basically dusk, so you're looking at, let's say, about like 9:30.
Cover of darkness yet, or are we looking at summer daylight?
Well, the sun is set, but there's still a little bit of kind of ambient light. But I will remind you, Lord Vacner has invited you to stay within the castle walls overnight.
That's right. Yeah.
Me or all three of us?
All three of you.
Well,
You're thinking what I'm thinking, aren't you?
Into, boys.
Are you going to follow the guards as they escort you to wherever they are taking you?
Yeah, I'm going to play along for now, for sure, until we can kind of get together in a silent area and hatch a plan here.
Perfect. So you are escorted back into the lobby where you first entered the castle after you stood up and volunteered marriage to the daughter of Lord Vacner. However, You're not escorted out the front door, of course. You turn to the right, and you're escorted upstairs. And it's kind of like a classic castle hallway, or like, you know, the staircase in Titanic where it goes up and then it splits off in two directions.
Oh yeah.
And so you're taken upstairs to the left on this master staircase, and then escorted down a long hallway to a large door at the end of the corridor. And the end of the corridor, you can see a window outside, so you know that this wall is basically, that's the edge of the castle. And then the room you enter is on your left as you're going down the hallway. One of the guards unlocks the door, opens it, and motions for you to enter.
I enter. Thank you, sir. I nod
enter,
on my way
yep.
by.
I'm going to ask the guard where the dungeon is.
Why would you want to know?
Oh, because I plan on killing that little halfling tomorrow. So I just want to be aware of where I'm going.
Don't worry, that little halfling will be brought in front of the square for everyone to see.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you. In that case, I go inside.
As he's about to close the door, he says, if you need anything, someone will be outside the door all night. Just give us a knock and we'll help with whatever you need.
Fuck.
And he closes the door behind you, and you hear a very large-sounding lock engage. And all three of you notice there is no handle on the inside of this door.
Okay.
I don't like the way they're treating his future son-in-laws here.
Yeah, a little bit prisoner, a little bit son-in-law.
Well, you're strangers, you know? You can't exactly be trusted right off the bat.
Okay, guys. We've got a lot to do here. We need to get out of this room and save Chuck, but I don't think it'd be a good idea for Darren to come with us. Because
I was
now...
just going to say, I think me kind of keeping up appearances, I think if we're going to try and... Because, Alex, you have the keys.
Yes, I do.
And you guys are kind of already out of favor, but I could, like, maybe see if I could distract that door guard at some point. But let's survey the room and see. But I agree. I think, like, I should still play it pretty coy and cool. And you guys should kind of get up to the sneaky weaky.
Yeah,
The shenanigans.
in the event of a critical failure here, I want to make sure that we still have a chance to get this hair.
Yeah, I need deniability.
And I'm putting myself in a position where they think I'm going to do something to Chuck. So we need to act quickly because he's going to be in front of the square tomorrow. And there's not going to be, like, my initial plan was to bring him outside and, like, go one-on-one with a guard and then just off the guard. But if he's in front of the square and everybody's there, we need to get him out of here tonight.
Do we know, and I can ask the door guard, I suppose, but Ashbaugh, this is a more game talk question for you. Do we know if the execution is after the meeting of the daughter or before?
You don't know, but it's not an execution. Chuck is not going to be killed.
Well, the execution of his feet, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly.
The diabetes-style execution.
You have really no idea which one will come first.
Because I wonder if it would be, if the noblewoman stuff, as this is to Alex and David, if the noblewoman stuff is before the feet execution, we could maybe get two birds stoned at once. I could fuck the daughter, and then we could grab Chuck and kill everyone on our way out.
I mean,
Or I become the Lord and I pardon Chuck.
I think that'd be a best case scenario, but that also is contingent on the wedding happening first. And
Well, this is old times, and I'm pretty sure it's just like, you're my wife, and then it's just over.
And Farquaad, or whatever his name is, would have to die as well.
Some of you may die, but that is a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
You think he's compensating for something?
Darren, only because you mentioned something about surveying the room. You all turn around, and you're kind of taken aback with what is inside this room, because it is magnificent.
Oh.
You may feel like prisoners, but right now you are standing in one of the nicest rooms you've ever been in. It's got vaulted ceilings, beautiful tapestries adorn the walls, animal skins cover every inch of the floor. Mm-hmm. You see 3 large beds with feather-down mattresses, an unnecessary amount of pillows and blankets in each bed, and each bed has a structure around it that is draped with curtains, so you can kind of pull them closed to have some privacy as you sleep. Everybody make me a perception check.
I just rolled a 16.
15.
11.
With the 16, you realize that there might be something more to this room.
Guys,
Can you
I think there might be something a bit more to this room.
Game talk? Can you reslot spells after a short rest, or is it only a long? Rest?
No, it's got to be a long rest.
Fuck. Wish I had detect magic right now.
Can I ask specifically what I notice is off about this room?
You don't notice that something's off about this room. You notice that there's something more to this room.
I'm gonna
Then
do
meets
an
the eye.
investigation.
Thank you, Darren. That's what I was looking for.
I got +5, so hopefully
Okay, yeah.
I don't fuck it up. Nope, 21.
Oh, damn. Okay. So, Darren,
Yeah.
your eyes are caught by all the tapestries in this room. And with your 21 investigation, you start to realize that every single one of these tapestries are pointing in the same direction. All the humanoid figures in these tapestries seem to be pointing in the same direction. There's a picture of Lord Vactor looking regal while aiming a jewel-adorned crossbow towards the northern wall. A picture of two women with surprised looks on their faces pointing in the same direction. A profile painting of a knight winding up to throw a spear in that same direction. And multiple others, all of which seem to be aiming towards the northern wall.
Like that Julia Roberts gif with all the math signals falling all over her face. I have that moment, and I look at the boys and I say, these tapestries all appear to be pointing at the north wall. And I wonder if that could be something. Maybe a hidden door situation or something? We can maybe slink out of here, or you two can, and I can keep up appearances.
I'm going to go investigate the north wall.
Alex, roll me an investigation.
I'm going to follow you for moral support.
I just rolled a 14.
You notice there are multiple large candelabras on the wall. They're all lit and illuminating the room. But with your 14, that's basically all you notice.
Candelabras. Okay.
Can I also have a look at it?
Yes, David, roll me an investigation.
Can we all stand there and look at these candelabras?
I too got a 14.
Wow, you notice the exact same thing as Alex does. I will
You're
remind
right.
you
These are
guys,
candles.
Alex, I believe, is the only one who has burned his inspiration, so you do have inspirations left.
Yeah, okay.
You're going to burn your
I'll use my
inspiration?
inspiration. Yeah, let's see.
All right.
So I just get to roll again here?
Yep.
Like the
Amazing.
exact same roll.
Oh
Cool.
my God, three 14s in a row. Wow, you noticed the exact same thing you did
I
previously.
see these two fucking backwoods men staring at the candelabras trying to figure things out. And I wonder, they seem to be interested in that. Can I also investigate in that direction?
Absolutely.
Come on.
It was a 14, guys.
Denzel Washington.
14, yeah.
A
Nice.
20, not natural.
Oh, yeah,
Ooh.
15 plus 5, 20. Okay, so Darren, not rolling a 14 for the fourth time in a row.
That's crazy.
You notice that all of these large candelabras are burning. However, you notice that there is one singular, very large candle that is unlit.
You guys couldn't pick that up on your own?
Now the 14.
Well, I mean, I'm going to give that a pull. Well, I'm going to let the boys know first before I charge in and pull a candelabra. I'm going to be like, I don't know, guys. Everything's kind of... That one's not lit. Everything's pointing at it. I'm wondering if we have a secret doorway situation
One
here.
of these things is not like the
Not
other.
like the other one of these. Okay, so if pulling on it doesn't work, I have an idea, but go ahead and pull it.
Yeah, push on it if it doesn't work. Gets me every time.
Okay. Sit on it. I give it a push. Or a pull, I mean.
Nothing happens. You can't seem to pull it in any direction. It's secured tightly to the wall.
Huh. Anybody got any other ideas?
Should we light it
I
on
guess
fire?
You
Yes.
fucking light the candle.
We're just gonna light
Yeah,
the thing
that's
on
what I'm
fire.
thinking.
That was the idea. Yeah. Let's see. I've got a flint in my backpack, or maybe I should just pick up. I'm gonna just get.
I have a lighter.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, the lighter's a grenade though. Can we use it as a lighter?
you can still use it as a lighter
description
too,
of
though,
the
right?
lighter can be used as a regular lighter, but can also be used as a grenade. You've got to basically specify if you want it to explode.
Just blows up in David's hands.
Yeah.
Just make my own secret door.
Burn that shit up.
Yeah, I'll give it
Go
a
for
nice,
it. Okay,
nice
so
regular
you
lighting with the
Turn
lighter.
the lighter on, you light the candle, And when you light the candle, you realize that behind this candle there is a small circular concave mirror. And as the flame grows and stabilizes, you see the light reflect off the mirror behind it. And it creates a pinpoint column of light that travels across the room, almost like a laser pointer. And it focuses on a singular spot on the southern wall.
Can we investigate that singular spot?
Yes. On the southern wall, you see a life-size statue of Lord Vacner and the pinpoint of light. The only reason I'm doing this is because Darren rolled a 20 on his investigation, so we're going to carry that over.
Nice.
On the southern wall, you see a life-size statue of Lord Vacner, and the pinpoint of light is illuminating a small button on his belt buckle on this statue. A button that would be all but imperceptible without the light currently highlighting it.
Move that bus.
Yep, let's do it. Let's go push a button.
You want to push the button?
Yeah, I'll push the button. The button on his belt that's illuminated by the light. I'm going to go and, yeah.
Alex, roll me
Two fingers
a
out.
sleight of hand check. No, I'm just kidding.
Roll me a damage.
What's your armor class?
Oh, boy, here we go.
Critical fail. You can't push the button. So, Alex, as you push this button, there's not much effort needed to depress it. A small door pops open next to the statue. One that was perfectly concealed. You could not see the edges of it, and it pops open. And would you like to fully open it? It's kind of like, you push a little button on a drawer, and it just kind of like pops open a tiny little bit.
Yeah, I'd like to. It's a small door, right? I think I'll lean over and then just kind of push it open and see what's on the other side of that door.
Inside, you see a narrow staircase that leads down about 10 steps and flattens out.
Okay, I think we have our way out of the room and possibly our way into the dungeon here.
I am going to suggest that I hang back, and I am going to do the old pillows under the blankets trick to make it seem like David and Alex are sleeping.
But here's the thing,
But I
though.
will-
Would they put this in a prison cell if they didn't expect someone to find it? You know what I mean? Like, it seems a little sus, and I feel like
But
they're
I
trying
don't
to
think
test
this
you to
is-
make sure you're smart enough to bang his daughter.
So you're thinking I should come with?
I don't know. That's what my heart's saying right now. I feel like this is, all signs are pointing to them kind of like testing you to see if you're witty enough to. I don't know. That's just what I'm feeling.
mean-
I don't know.
Could be a possibility. I'm just worried that someone's going to check in. I mean, we could do 3 bodies and make it seem like we're all sleeping.
Could you like some kind of cast illusion in order to do that, or
I have to be around for it. It's concentration, so I'd have to still be there.
okay?
Everybody make me one more perception check.
11.
That's 21.
Okay, now we're going. I got a.
And Alex with the 15, but Darren with the 21. Like I had previously mentioned, you see that all 3 beds have structures around them that can be basically draped off so that the beds within cannot be seen.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah, I'm going to arrange the beds to make it seem like we're all in them and using them, and I'm going to do the pillow trick still as well, and just totally try and set a ruse.
Cool. Make me a deception
Darren, are you going to
check.
hang back, or are you going to come with us on this?
I think I'm going to come with, but I'm so wary about if I get caught.
Yeah, I'm torn, but
Critical fail.
Nope. Yeah.
So Darren attempting to put pillows under blankets pops half of the pillows, and there are feathers
Just
everywhere.
in the air.
Oh boy, what are
barely.
we going to do with this one?
Yeah. Whoops.
Oh,
pillow
boy.
fight.
Get in your undies, boys. It's time for a pillow fight.
Would anybody else like to attempt to put pillows under the blankets? Which apparently is an
yeah.
extremely difficult task.
Very hard.
Yeah, I've got a +4 in deception, so I'm going to try it. Wow, I rolled a nat
critical-
1.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow. What are these pillows made out of?
Even more feathers poof into existence.
I'm just kind of like standing there in
no more-
awe. Like, what are you fucking guys doing?
There are no more pillows left, and this room is covered in feathers.
Well, that was even more sketchy. Can we clean up the feathers before we go?
No,
Sure?
leave them there. Leave them there. Leave them there.
Leave them there? Okay.
Yeah, leave the feathers there.
We'll just say we were playing, if someone asks.
Tickle, tickle.
I can't believe that.
I at least close the fucking drapes then over the beds. Can I do that without
Deception.
wrecking the room?
You know what? Fine, I'll give it to you. You just
You trip, you rip the curtain off the rod and fall down the stairs.
Yes, okay, so you close the curtains around the beds, and do all three of you enter the door and down the stairs?
Yep.
Yeah.
Is it lit or is it dark? Because I got dark vision either way, but
It's dark.
Just curious if- okay.
There's no candles or anything lighting the way. It's once you enter that door, it's very dark.
I could cast a light, but I think that keeping it dark.
Yeah.
Because all three of us have dark vision, I think it's probably the best.
stealthy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and dark vision is up to 60 feet. So
Before we set down that path, I would like to put like a stone or something where the door would latch so it doesn't swing shut the moment we go in.
roll me an investigation to see if you can find something.
Damn it.
So
Better. 16.
Yeah,
Nice.
so on the
Very
floor
nice.
you find, I don't know, just maybe there's on the stairs there's a little like a wood chip sized splinter poking out of the stairs that you can kind of pry off and put in the
Okay.
door so that it doesn't fully latch.
Okay.
And then all three of you descend down the stairs, and like I mentioned, the staircase was only about 10 stairs before it flattened out, so it's almost as if you're below the rooms on this level. And it flattens out, and it is a very long hallway. However, it's very, very short, so you're going to have to crouch down to get through this little secret pathway that has been constructed.
Slowly start moving, I suppose. Very carefully and like overly trying to be quiet.
Yeah, definitely full sneak on.
yeah.
Yeah. Full maximum effort.
All three of you make me a stealth check.
Oh, very nice.
Fuck you, 5.
I got myself a 19.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
I got
Oh, well, maybe not, because David fucked his
Do
up
it.
too.
So, Alex, what did you get?
I got a 19 on that one. I got a 14 plus my 5 advantage, so 19 total.
And then Darren and David both rolled a 5. So, Alex, let's put Alex in front. He's leading the procession. He is stealthy as... I don't know, what's a stealthy animal? Stealthy as a
Gazelle.
cheetah.
A cat.
Walking... Yeah. A gazelle? What the fuck?
God, when I think of stealth, I think of the stealthy gazelle.
The mighty gazelle,
The
yes, the
African
sneakiest
plains.
animal of all.
Common misconception. They're the ones that actually hunt the lions, not the other way around.
Have you never been like at the grocery store looking through produce and all of a sudden you're like, gazelle!
all the time.
It just pops up behind you.
They have a way of
Fucking
sneaking up
prairie
on you.
gazelles
Yeah.
get me.
Okay, so Alex, with the stealthiness of a black cat, is walking ahead of the two of you, and Darren, you see a rat run in front of you, and he stops suddenly, and David doesn't realize, and he barrels into the back of you, and both of you fall loudly down onto the wooden plank floor.
Oops. That sounds about right. I remain there quietly to listen if any commotion starts after that happens before I get back up.
You do not hear anything.
I'm just like picturing that as I fell down, my lute kind of makes a stupid sound too, you know?
Luckily for you
Right.
guys, this is a structure made of large cobblestone, so sound doesn't travel too well. But you continue down this pathway. Everybody make me... Let's call it an investigation check.
19.
I got myself
16?
a lucky number 13 there.
And Alex with the 13. So you all rolled very well. So, as you're walking down this hallway, you notice that every once in a while, you see a little carve-out on the side of this corridor. And within these little carve-outs, kind of like little closets, but you see ladders leading up every once in a while. And you've noticed about 3 of them so far.
I bet those go into rooms. I mean, a dungeon is basement. Does the corridor continue to like move downstairs, or is it just like flat with ladders at this point?
Well, with your 60 feet of dark vision, you can notice that the end of the corridor kind of comes to an abrupt stop with what looks like a channel that goes down.
Okay.
We're going downstairs, buddy.
I'm curious.
I know. I kind of want to
I don't
poke
know
my
if
head up and
peeking up.
see.
Yeah, we're gonna pop up in the
'Cause I'm a master of stealth, as we all know.
manhole. Yeah, right. I say, yeah, Alex's lead. I say we keep moving down. Maybe cross that path on the way back, but we got a mission at heart here.
Oh, I guess.
You can perv some rooms on the way back after we get shot.
David, if you would like to poke your head out into one of these rooms, you're more than welcome to. You don't have to listen to your teammates.
Yeah,
you
I
have
kinda wanna poke
autonomy,
my
my
head out.
friend. You do.
Free will.
I take into consideration what you guys are saying to me, and I politely decline. And I go look.
I'm gonna move to that end of the hall where it starts to like go down, and I'm just gonna wait and watch what's about to happen.
All right, so David, I want you to roll me a d6 and divide it by 2. So roll a d3.
Hey, as good as I can get.
There you go.
6, so a 3.
Yeah.
All right, so you climb up the middle little closet that you found. There was one on your right when you first entered. This one is on your left, and then there was one on your right as well. But the middle one, you poke your head up, and it seems to be a nice-looking bedroom, and you can see in the corner of the bedroom is a fireplace with a couch, and all you see is a singular person sitting there with long blonde hair.
Oh.
Can I somehow try and see if it's someone we've met or seen before? Like, is it someone familiar?
Well, seeing as how you can only see the back of their head, roll me a history check with disadvantage.
And so
That chick had
15.
her hood up, so we don't even know if she was blonde or her hair was
Okay, that's a crit fail.
killing it, buddy.
You have no idea.
All right, well, I go back down to where I came from. Doesn't concern me up there.
Would you like
Do I
to
sneak?
communicate what you've seen to your teammates?
Guys, I can't be sure, but I think I might have seen a head. That's all
The
I
head
know.
have a body?
I couldn't tell you. I rolled a what? I got no idea, to be honest.
Well, it seemed like peeking didn't alert or do anything, so maybe take a little bit like, well, maybe I can get a better look.
Okay, I'm just going to wait by the
So, Darren,
downstairs
you wa-
floor, but yeah, Darren, if you want to go back up there and check it out.
Yeah, I'm just going to take a double look and see if it's because I interacted pretty like face to face with that chick in the woods, so I just want to see if it could possibly be her, because she knows I wanted to fucking murder that bandit, so...
You might be in her good graces.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh, no.
Alex
Hell
ain't
no.
going to look,
No.
that's for sure.
I'm staying right where I am.
All right, so
Yeah, I
Darren,
follow suit. I go peek.
So you climb up and you open the little latch, and you want to take let's call it a history check as well.
Yeah, a good solid squint at her here. Not the best. That is an 8.
Perfect. Now make me a stealth roll.
Fuck. Knew that was coming. Not great. 6.
Oh, no.
So, as...
Wait! Inspiration! Nope. Inspiration.
All right, roll it.
Okay. Another stealth check. Come on. Fuck you and your stupid face. Fucking 7.
Okay, so as you push open this floor hatch, someone clearly has forgotten to WD-40 the hinges, and it's allowed. As you open this floor hatch, and immediately this blonde-haired woman turns around and sees you in this floor hatch. And you recognize her as the woman from
There
the
she
woods.
is.
Hey.
I So she locks out. Like, does she recognize me at all? Do I notice any recognition in her face?
You see surprise and a little bit of excitement.
Ooh.
Oh. All right. Well, let's start masturbating. And
In the dark corner.
yeah, I like when they look back. Okay, so I'm going to give a very not creepy or anything, but my friendliest smile and kind of like,
Oh boy.
hello,
Oh,
kind of.
roll a check.
Face is not creepy.
She saw me. I don't think running away would do me any better.
She looks at you and she's like, well, I see. Well, you've clearly found my father's secret passages that he's built throughout this castle.
Yeah, it wasn't that hard either.
Yeah,
He
my
did do a
father,
good job.
He's not the brightest of bulbs, that's for sure. That doesn't make sense. There's no light
Your
bulbs.
family. Yeah, we don't have light bulbs invented here.
He's not the brightest of candles.
Not the
But she
strongest
The
of
sharpest dagger in the drawer. You know?
But she says, please enter fully into my chambers. We should
Go get her, buddy.
Okay, as I'm doing that, I kind of like look down and be like, "Don't wait up," and I just kind of go up there and climb the ladder into the room and close the hatch. But if there's a way I can like not latch it all the way down so that they can still listen to what's happening.
Make me a sleight of hand check to maybe like I don't know, shimmy a little carpet in there to keep it a little bit ajar.
Come on, where would my rolls go, man?
Okay, so
Fucking 7.
with a 7, this latch fully slammed shut hard.
And is there a way to reopen it from there, or is it a one side open only?
Well, you would have to discover the puzzle within this room to open it.
There's one puzzle I'm gonna work right now.
Hi-oh.
And as you enter the room, you see a look of recognition on her face, and she's like, "It's you from the forest, one of the ones that rescued me."
'Tis I. Yes.
But you were friends with that horrible, horrible man who wanted my hair?
Friends is a loose term. He's actually a slow stable boy that we picked up while we were traveling through Faerun here, and we've been more kind of keeping him on as a hired sword, if you will, a sellsword.
So how is it that you find yourself in this castle?
Well, we have just been adventuring and working our way through Faerun, and we were told about the festival happening here, and someone mentioned that there was the hand of a beautiful princess that would be up for marriage. So, might I assume that may be you?
It is me, but I don't understand. My father doesn't want me to be happy. Those men he invited, the suitors that he invited, he didn't marry them, didn't invite them to marry me. He invited them here because they're those sons of his rivals. And he probably killed them all by now. They're dead. I'll never find a husband because my father always wanted a son. But all he got was me and my stupid little sister. We're not good enough to inherit his kingdom. And neither is anyone else. You should be careful if he has invited you here, with the prospect of marrying me. Are you able?
I wasn't invited in a formal sense, as more I volunteered.
Oh, I have heard bad things about the people who volunteer to marry me.
Oh. Well, I can assure you, none of them about me, my lady, are truth.
No, not bad things about yourself, bad things that happen to the people that volunteer for my father's approval.
Well, I may assure you that while they may not be the most learned of men, the party that I travel with can carry their own just fine. Worry not for your own safety, nor ours, my lady.
You're here with your friends. The three of you are here now. It's not just you.
Yes.
Well, that's wonderful. Perhaps.
Oh, thank God.
Perhaps the three of you can save me once again. Perhaps the three of you can get me out of here. My goodness, I've always wanted to get away from this place and live a life of adventure and danger. But it takes so much effort to escape these castle walls, like you saw I had done today. But if I am gone for more than a few hours, my father, he will send out the guards to look for me. He has found me outside the walls more than once, and if he finds me outside the walls once again, I fear he may lock me away for good.
I'm going to be straightforward with you, Princess. You make it seem like it would almost be better if your father was no longer around.
My father is a powerful wizard.
I do the same thing. I had 2 magic missiles in my hands the same way her dad did, and I said, well, it takes one to know one.
You would not be the first to try, but no one has succeeded.
In the short time we've been in this realm, my lady, we have bested a troll, bandits, and creatures to which I'm sure you could not fathom. We've escaped an arena, we have broken out of dungeons, there is no mere castle, no mortal man that can stop us from obtaining our goals.
I appreciate your confidence, and, well, it is quite attractive on you, I must admit.
Oh, all right.
But I must warn you that my father is extremely powerful, more so than he looks, and it has been a long time since anyone has been able to even come close to challenging him and his power.
Is there a weakness you're aware of with your father, or anything that maybe would grant the upper hand, or something that he falls victim to on the regular, or ruse, or anything of the sort that could be used to our advantage? Or what would you suggest is the best course of action here? Would you prefer us to liberate this city and give you your rightful place upon the throne, or would you rather join us and my merry band of adventurers?
I believe that the best course of action would be for me to join you and perhaps come back at some point to try and help the people of the city, but only when we are fully prepared to take on my father.
I agree with the terms you're setting, but I have one request: that you bid me your favor in the form of a lock of your hair.
I will do you one better. Not only will I give you a lock of my hair, but if you're able to get me out of this place. And she opens a large chest.
Oh boy.
And she opens a large chest, not her chest,
Damn it!
at the foot of her bed, and revealing all manner of jewelry, fancy clothes, and she pulls a small pouch out of the trunk, a leather pouch of coins, and she tosses it to you. And she says, that should be a sufficient start. But I'll pack my bag with the most expensive pieces from this trunk, and each of you and your companions, will receive more. When I am fully free of this stupid place, I must escape. My father, he is worse than you could possibly know.
Does this tunnel network your father's created allow us to leave the castle grounds, or is the only way out the way in which we entered?
No, this castle is full of all of these little tunnels, but the ones that you are in are the ones that lead down to the dungeon. And there is a small culvert in the dungeon that my father, for what reason I do not know, has not covered yet. We will have to swim for our lives, but it is an exit out of this castle.
Well, my lady, it sounds to me like we have formulated a plan. Pack your finest weaponry and jewels and join us down in the depths as we attempt to liberate not only you, but one of our friends that your father has sworn to a footless execution.
Yes, my father has some sort of weird foot fetish. I'm not too sure why that is.
Tell me, yeah. I saw him taking a look at some toes.
But yes, give me just a moment's time to collect my things. And she grabs a large leather sack that looks like a primitive backpack, and she's and she is stuffing all manner of jewelry and golden chalices and, of course, clothing within this bag. And Darren, while she's doing this, I would like you to give me an investigation check of that coin purse that she has tossed you.
Alrighty. There we go. 21.
All right, so with a 21 and a quick little glance over this coin purse, you would estimate there is at least 300 gold pieces in here.
Wow.
Ooh,
Damn.
boys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Heyday.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she notices you examining these pieces, and she says, "Trust me, that is just a taste of what you will receive if you are able to spring me from this place," as she's currently shoveling all manner, like I said, of beautiful jewelry into this bag. And she quickly, well, she was wearing her nightgown, basically, and she quickly rips off her nightgown. She's got just her undergarments on, and she throws on basically leather pants, a cotton shirt, and a leather vest, and she kind of like ruffles up her hair to make it look a little, disheveled. And she says, "This should be a good disguise so that people might not notice me as we try to make our way out of town."
Can I actually, I guess I'll just ask her, do you have any, how noble a woman are you? Do you have any training in the finer arts of weaponry and combat?
No, my
You
father
take
did
care
not.
of yourself.
My father did not believe that women should know how to handle armaments. However, I do not believe the same, and well, I have watched the knights training around the grounds, and from time to time, and she pulls a small short sword out from behind her bed, and she says, "My father does not know I have this. I managed to steal it, and I have practice, just a little bit of hand-to-hand combat, but that was only with the bedposts that you see here." And there's just tiny little notches kind of like slashed out of her bedposts.
Well, my lady, if we make it free of this cabin, I assure you I will teach you a different form of combat between those bedposts. And I shoot her a wink and say, "To me!" as I open up the hatch, and we
Roll me,
and I do like a
roll me a persuasion.
excellent. Come on. 12.
You see her kind of look at you with a bit of a suspicious look, but you also notice a small smile on her face and a little bit of blushing going on.
Yeah. Yes! All right. Into the basement I go.
Well, as you might remember, the hatch locked, and she says, "Wait, just 1 minute." And she runs over next to the fireplace and depresses one of the cobblestones next to the fireplace, and the hatch pops open once again.
Fuck yeah. And I turned to her before we go down to warn you. My two merry men are in the basement awaiting us, and, apologies for how things went down earlier in the woods. But they are good men, I assure you.
Just keep that tall one away from me, the one with the pointy ears. I guess I understand now why he wanted my hair, but at the time it was a very strange thing to ask.
Your word is my command.
Lead away, sir.
Guys. As I start going down the ladder, I look, I'm just like, Alex, she's coming with, but she doesn't like you, so just play it cool.
I kind of shrug and I go, like, what the hell are you talking
and
about?
as I get down to the bottom of the ladder, and I fill them in on everything they were talking about. It's like, the noble woman in the forest is the daughter. The dad is apparently an evil fucking mage, and she wants to come with us and knows a way out of here where we can get Chuck and get the fuck out of this castle.
I shake my head and I go, I knew it.
Yeah, you called it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
so
good call. Oh, and by the way, I take out the coin purse and I shake it, and I'm just like, 300 glizzies, boys!
okay, so in that case, I look at her and I go, look, I'm sorry. I did not know what was going on. It's clearly a lot of gold, and you have bought my loyalty, but you have to understand, like, you want to leave your home. I want to go back to it. And we needed this piece of hair in order to complete a potion. So I may have been a little rude about that, but I want you to know, I think I was justified.
She looks at you and she says, "Well, there's a nice way of doing things, and you chose not to do that way."
Sweetheart, you're going to realize real quick, I am the one to choose violence. And I just want you to know that as long as you're in our possession, I'm not going to choose violence. But you should know that about me. I'm not exactly one who does things the nice way.
And she looks at you and she's like, "Well, at least we have something in common. I also like to choose violence." And she pushes you down the channel that leads into the dungeon.
Do you want me to... yeah.
And she looks at the other... you know what? Let's roll an opposed strength check. So, Alex, roll me a strength check.
Just bounces off your chest.
Wow, she's going to send me flying. I rolled a 6.
Yeah. She rolled a 12. So she gets some leverage on you and just kind of goes a little bit up and forcefully pushes you down this shaft, and you kind of like bounce off the wall and the ladder as you go down, and the two of you still at the top of this ladder hear a dull thud hit the ground, and Alex, roll me a D6
Oh
of
my
damage.
god.
Yeah.
I love how Alex takes most of his damage out of combat.
Oh, I rolled a 1, so I don't
while
think
he's doing that,
I don't
David,
think too
I'm
much
gonna
damage, but it's a 1.
Slip.
Yeah, so Alex, with the 1 damage you rolled, you somehow managed to do like kind of like a superhero landing pose, but you just like really, really hurt one of your kneecaps as you land. And then she turns to Darren and David and she says, "Well, boys, we should follow him. That's the way to the dungeon."
Yeah, I'm gonna descend the ladder, and then I'm gonna like chucklingly give Alex like a pat on the chest, and when I pat him on the chest, he'll realize that I've given him a small like cloth that has 100 of those 300 gold in it.
Ooh.
Ah, okay, cool.
And David, the same to you, buddy.
Hey,
All right.
you're a good friend.
So everybody add 100 gold to your character sheets. You boys are loaded now. So Darren, you've climbed down the ladder. You have given your companions equal share of the gold you have received. The noblewoman is going to descend the ladder after you, and then David, I'm assuming you follow as well?
Yep, I'll come with.
Perfect. And you descend into, well, it is a really dank, damp-looking area. There's a few torches on the walls that are lining what appears to be just a typical medieval dungeon. Everybody make me a perception check.
These have not been my
I
strength.
was gonna say my perception's been dog shit today.
Oh, 8.
14, my favorite number.
I got an
Question
8
than
if I cut
14.
out.
8, 14, and a 10.
Yeah.
Okay, so David, with your 14, you can kind of hear the faint trickling of water coming from directly ahead of you. You guys have descended basically into a long, straight corridor, and you can see wrought iron bar cells basically lining the whole way down this little hallway.
Okay. Like we're in the prison area now, I'm guessing? That's kind of what we're... Okay.
Yeah, exactly. You're basically at the very end of this dungeon hallway, and ahead of you are basically cobblestone walls. Let's say the corridor is about, 10, 12 feet wide, and on either side you see bar cells every 8 or 10 feet. with
Okay, I'll kind of
walls
relay
separated.
that info to the boys here and let them just kind of be like, hey, I think Chuck might be down here somewhere.
Do you see any guards, David?
I don't know. God, do I see any guards?
With your
God, it's me, Margaret.
yeah, with your 14 perception check, not only do you hear the faint sound of trickling water, but you can hear the sound of someone having a conversation with someone else. You don't know if it's a guard or maybe other prisoners.
I turn to the boys and I loudly whisper,
I-
"Oh, geez, I wonder where that dwarf could be."
I'm not a dwarf. I'm a halfling.
I follow the sound of the voice.
Brilliant.
And
Absolutely brilliant.
Alex, you get inspiration.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, well done.
That's good, yeah.
Well done using your racism towards Chuck to draw out which direction we should go.
It has to come in handy somehow.
I'm bringing it back, guys.
And so, Alex, you follow the noise of Chuck calling you out on your speciesism.
Yeah.
That's so good.
And it is about 3 cells down on your right. The rest of the cells seem to be fairly empty. You don't really see anybody else in these cells, but you see Chuck well, it's basically nothing more than a cobblestone room with a bucket in the corner, and that's it. And Chuck looks up at you and he's like, "Boys, oh, boys, I am so happy to see you, don't you know? My goodness, I was trying to sneak in. I was hoping I might be able to help y'all with the quest, but the guards here, they caught me, gave me a nice little bonk on the head, and I was out cold. And the next thing I remember, I was tied up, carried in, and I saw you boys having a nice little meal at that table. So obviously, he looks at you, Darren. He's like, obviously, you got my message, and he looks and he sees the noblewoman. He's like, "You brought her with you?"
We're on a little bit of a side quest. This lovely woman is wanting to free the clutches of not only this place, but her father, and I could not stand idly by and see her continue to be tortured. So, another merry adventurer we now have.
Oh, well, if there's anything I know about these Vacners, then, they're very powerful magic users. So, my lady, have you ever used your magic powers before? And she looks at him and she says, "My father always told me I never had magic powers. He told me that I was just a normal person. He never told me that I had magic powers." And Chuck looks at her and he's like, "Well, my lady, I know somebody that might be able to help you out to discover how you can use them. And his name is Goodrow."
Oh, yeah.
He's got hidden powers. Siri.
Oh, my God. Sexy mage girlfriend. Yay.
Guess that's what makes her so strong.
Yeah, that's how she got you down the stairs.
That's how she got me. Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
you
have a rational explanation of that
you
now.
tell
Your
yourself
pride
that,
is
Alex.
unbruised now.
And then Chuck looks at you and he's like, "Boys, you got to get me out of here. You know, do you have anything that you can use to unlock this gate?"
Yeah, who's got those
I'm
guard
going to
keys?
start fumbling through my keys.
All right.
Because I got the keys from the guard there, so I'm going to start putting keys in there to see which one opens
All
it
right,
up.
Alex.
if any.
Well-oiled machine, boys. We are crushing it.
All right,
Yeah.
Alex, I have a number written down in front of me. I want you to roll me a D12.
A D12.
Because
okay.
you have a key ring with 12 rings on it.
Roll to everyone, and I just got... Oh, no, I got a 3.
It doesn't matter high or low. I have a number in my head depending on which number of key you need to use. And so the 3 was not good enough. So you put the key in the cell lock, but it doesn't fit. So roll me another
Man.
D12.
Okay. Let's get another D12. Roll that again. Come on, one of these has got to work there, bud. There's a 9.
So you put the 9th key in, and once again, it does not unlock. Roll me one more.
We could be here for a little while, boys. All right, let's see. 3 did not work. 9 didn't work. What if we went with the first one? Number 1.
Unfortunately, the first one doesn't work either, and now I want you to roll me a stealth check.
Lot of ideas,
no.
boys. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to get because of my +5, I got an 18.
Okay,
Nice.
so
Pretty good.
with the 18, you managed to keep the keys from jangling too much to attract attention. Roll me another D12.
All right. We're going to get you out of here, Chuck. You just hang tight. We're going to hang tight here. It's an 8.
There we go. Okay, so
Nice.
you put the key in. It's, they're skeleton keys. They're old-timey keys. You put it in, and you turn it, and you hear a clunk of the lock disengaging, and the door swings open, and Chuck is like, "Oh, boys, this is just fantastic. I don't know how to thank you. This is fantastic, but we got to get out of here. But I will let you know, at the end of this hallway," and he points down to the right where you hear the water trickling. He's like, "There are 2 guards there, and we're gonna need to get past them without them alerting anyone else. Otherwise, this is gonna be a real short trip."
Time for some stealth kills.
Here we go. Well, I mean, I do have my teddy bear bomb, so I could just blow them up.
And
That's
bring the
stealthy,
entire
right?
castle down on you.
I turned to the noblewoman and I asked, "Do you know of any ways that we could get around these guards or circumvent them without causing a scene or alerting anyone?"
My father always kept me so far away from the guards. He did not trust them to keep their hands off me. I haven't had much interaction with the guards in this castle. There are but a few that I've really ever interacted with, and I wouldn't think that a guard on dungeon duty would have been a guard that would be allowed to interact with myself.
And then I guess we're ripping throats, boys.
Well, I've got a crossbow that can shoot in 3 different directions, so I might be able to
right.
do something with that.
Absolutely.
And I could hold my magic missile, and then David, you could hold your action, and we could just fucking barbecue these
I
guys.
could, but before we do that, just very quietly, I'm going to do like a little muted chord, and I'm going to give Alex a little bit of bardic inspiration here for this sweet shot he's going to take.
Awesome.
All right, perfect. So, Alex, on any roll but a damage roll, you have a 1d6 whenever you would like to use it within the next 10 minutes.
But then okay. Well, I have a feeling I'm going to know when I'm going to use that.
You guys find yourselves outside the cell that Chuck was being held in, and with your dark vision, you can all see that the end of this hallway kind of comes to a T intersection, and beyond that seems to be a little bit of a canal where the trickling of water must be coming from. However, you don't see any guards at the end of this hallway, but you do see that it kind of branches off both to the left and the right along the canal.
Milady, do you know if it's a left or a right towards that open area where we can escape from?
Milady.
Milady.
Well, I haven't spent too much time in the dungeon, but if I am oriented with the layout of the castle correctly, I believe we are going to want to go left at the end of this hallway.
A Louis Armstrong it is.
I don't get that joke.
It's not really. I just sometimes call it left Louis and a right Roger.
Ah,
We'll
okay.
start with L's.
I always say take a Larry or a Ray.
Oh, all right.
I usually just go with either a left or a right.
Yeah. Call me old-fashioned.
I just say the fucking word.
Because I have no creativity whatsoever.
Because I just don't like joy.
Are we going to go? Are we going to go with left, or there's nothing to the right that we want to investigate?
We can have a peek, I think, but I think we're going to be kind of moving slow and stealthily, as well as me and David don't fuck it up.
Which direction is the water dripping from?
Well, you can't tell that yet because, it's a little canal, so it's basically the water level is going to be below the edge of the walkway, so you can't really see at this moment.
Oh, okay.
But, Alex, that is a very good question.
Okay, well, I guess, yeah.
And those guards, are they kind of blocking this path between the left and the right, or are they further down?
You can't see any guards at the end of this hallway.
I'd say a sneak move to, like, a couple feet before the T, and then try and peek around the corner. Does anybody have a mirror or any glass or anything?
Nope, I don't think so. I've got a very large Band-Aid.
Oh, hang on, I've got a cell phone. I'm going to put the front-facing camera on my cell phone.
Interesting. Okay, I had never considered.
And I'm going to turn the brightness down so it doesn't show up very much. And I'm going to use that as a mirror to look around the corner.
Okay, the only issue I have with that is when the cell phones were first introduced, I had mentioned that these were not the cell phones. Well, they were the cell phones you had on you, but you didn't have, your regular display. It didn't display the time. It didn't display your homepage.
So apps and shit aren't there anymore?
All it had was basically your quest log and a map.
But an off screen still reflects.
Absolutely, it does.
Yeah, I'm going to still use that, which is even better because the screen won't be lit up. I'm still going to try and use that as a mirror.
Okay, perfect. So you guys creep down the hallway quietly. You get to the T intersection, and you're trying to look left down the hallway with the reflection on the cell phone, correct?
Yeah, left I'd assume we're probably going to want to look both, just to make sure there's no guards directly.
All right. So, first of all, make me a stealth check. Darren.
Here it is, Darren.
Yeah, this is where it all goes to shit, boys.
He drops his phone and shatters the screen.
11.
Okay, so it's not a great stealth check, so as you take your phone out of your pocket, you kind of fumble it, and it clatters on the ground and makes just a tiny little bit of noise, but you were able to maybe, put your foot down, so it clangs off your foot onto the cobblestone, and then you're able to just look down, or reach down, pick it up, and then you don't really hear anything.
Outside of game, David, Alex, do you guys, either of you, have a good stealth modifier?
I have
+3.
+5, so yeah.
Ooh.
I'm going to kind of do military signals at Alex. I'm going to be the two fingers, look at me, and I'm going to point to the right-hand corner and suggest he does the same with his.
I like that. Okay, Alex, do you want to do that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so make me a stealth check.
I rolled a 14.
14,
Nice.
So that's not too bad. You managed to take your pocket out, or your cell phone out of
take
your
my
pocket
pocket
like
out.
a normal human. You
Pocket out.
You managed to take your cell phone out of your pocket like a normal human being, unlike Darren, who apparently has no idea what he's doing. And both of you put your cell phones in opposite directions, trying to spy whatever might be down these directions. So both of you make me a perception check. And you know what? Let's say with advantage.
Ooh, all right.
And I'm just giving both you guys thumbs up. You guys got this.
12.
So I just rolled a
10.
19, and my second one will be a 7. So I'm going to go with the 19.
So Alex, with your
I'll go with
19,
12.
in the direction you're going down, you see nothing but darkness and not a whole lot else. Maybe there's a couple rats scurrying along the floor. Darren, with your 12, you do see torchlight coming from basically the end of the hallway about 30 feet down, and you see what looks to be the silhouettes of 3 people at the end of this hallway.
Oh.
Can I tell, like, if they're clad like guards would be, or if they're in robes, or are just people?
With your 12, not so much.
Yeah, okay. How far down the hall would they be about?
About 30 feet. But you do see that they're kind of looking out towards where the culvert exit is. And yeah, with your 12, you do see that this is the direction you want to go to get out of the castle.
Okay. I'm going to, knowing that their backs are to me, I'm just going to, like, peek an eye around the corner just to see if they're guards or what they are.
Okay, make me another perception check then.
Go get it. Go get it. Oh,
a
no.
piece of shit. No, you were a piece of shit.
Somehow you, with an 8, somehow you know less than what you had seen on your cell phone.
It's even worse.
But you can communicate.
Okay, well, I relay back. Yeah, I relay back to the guy. I'm just like, there's 3 down there. I don't know if they're guards or what they are because I'm blind apparently, but there's 3 people down there with their backs to us.
Okay,
Oh, wow, they noticed you.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to sneak towards them and take out
I'm
my
just kidding.
crossbow of culling, and I'm going to try and target each one of them with my 3 pronged arrows.
Yes.
Before you do, you're going to have to make me a couple of rolls. First of all,
Okay.
make me a stealth roll.
First off, a stealth roll.
Come on, buddy.
I got a 23.
Yeah.
That'll
We're
do
good.
it.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, so you
Yep.
can basically get as close as you want to them without you noticing. But before you make your attack, Alex, I will ask you to make a perception roll.
Perception check, okay. Oh, okay, maybe these get off people we want to kill. I'm not going to notice that because it's going to be an 11.
That's okay. With your 23 stealthiness, you're able to get close enough that 11... Well, the check with your stealthy was a 10, so you did pass the check. You notice that there are 2 guards currently standing over what looks to be some sort of metal worker, and he seems to be kind of assembling some sort of gate to install over the culvert, because, as you may remember, Lord Vactor had whispered to himself, I need to get that gate covered, or the culvert covered, and so it seems he has wasted no time in getting this culvert covered. And so basically the 3 guys, it's 2 guards standing over a guy on his knees, assembling a metal grate to put over the culvert.
Oh, okay.
We ripped some throats.
Yeah, I mean, I think I have pretty well established that I am A-okay with civilian lives.
Yep. And I'm going to hold my magic missile action for basically whichever guard survives Alex's barrage.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing with my crossbow. Have it ready so if someone doesn't quite die, I'll loose it.
All right, perfect.
Yeah.
So because you guys are sneaking up on them, and Alex got that 23 stealth check, I will give you...
I'm still staying around my corner. I'm not going to go any closer because my magic missiles are like heat sinking.
Yeah, and like I mentioned, it's only about 30 feet, so it's not a far, you
Perfect range.
Yeah, exactly. You're within range for any ranged attacks. But like I was saying, since Alex passed that stealth check, you will get 1 action each as a surprise attack before we roll.
Yeah.
Before we roll initiative, and they might have a chance to respond. So, Alex, why don't you tell me what you want to do?
Well, because I am nice and close, I'm just going to pull out my crossbow, and, the head has the 3 prongs that I can use, and I'm going to target... Can I target the guards in the head, but maybe shoot the metal worker in the leg?
Sure, that is going to be a disadvantaged attack roll.
Disadvantaged
because you're calling your shot.
Okay.
And we will say that when it comes to the 3 arrows, you can apply the 1 roll to all 3 arrows. So if you succeed, all 3 will hit. If you fail, all 3 will miss.
Okay. I just rolled my first one at 16.
Yep.
And the next one is going to be a 17. Okay.
Nice.
So these guards, because they're armored, had an AC of 16, but in D&D, tie goes to the runner. So Alex, you hit both guards in the back of the head and the workman in the leg. Roll me 1 damage dice, and each of these guys is going to take the... Actually, no, because you called your shot on the guards. Roll me damage for the guards.
Looks like I got a 10.
Yep, and then roll me damage for the workman.
I also rolled a 10.
Him.
So...
Amputated that leg.
So both of these guards take the arrow directly through their helmets, and the arrow pierces through their heads directly between their eyes. Both fall down dead. And just because you hit the workman in the leg, I will say that you have inflicted a mortal wound upon him. You have severed or you have punctured his femoral artery. But I will give you a chance to potentially save his life just because you hit him in the leg rather than the head. So both guards collapse dead on the ground. The workman...
You do have a big
I was
Band-Aid.
actually just thinking that,
The workman cries out in pain. He says, what was that?
I rush over and I cover his mouth to keep him from making any more noise.
And he looks up at you with fear in his eyes. He's,
Go. If you get us out of here, I will heal your leg, I promise you, but we need to get out of here.
and he just he lifts his arm and just kind of points at the culprit. He's like,
Okay, I take my hand off of his mouth and I go, what was that?
the culvert. Just get out through the culvert. It'll take you to the back of the castle, and then you can get out through the back gate.
So we can get out through the back gate. Okay, in that case, I'm going to signal everyone else in the party to go out through the culvert, and I'm going to go ahead and heal this guy.
You're going to heal him.
Yeah, I'm going to pull the arrow out, and I'm going to wrap it up in the Band-Aid.
I will remind you, you only have one Band-Aid.
Yeah, I'm, I don't know. I guess I feel bad about shooting him in the leg.
Fair enough. Okay, so we had previously agreed that since you rolled a 1 for how many Band-Aids you had, this Band-Aid will do a 1d12 of healing. So roll me a 1d12.
It's going to be a 3.
Okay, well, you needed better than a 1 to save his life. So you managed to hastily wrap the wound on his leg, and you are able to stifle the bleeding coming out of his leg. And he looks at you, and he's like, thank you. And then he just passes out.
Well, mission accomplished, boys. Let's get out of here.
Right. Get the fuck out of here.
Night, sweet
yeah,
prince.
I move.
Okay, so the water level below the canal it's only a few feet below the canal, so you can kind of lower yourself in without making too much of a splash if you want. And the noblewoman looks at you and she says, this culvert, like he said, it leads out the back of the castle, and then we can climb up and hopefully we can escape through the back gate. I don't believe it's guarded too heavily. Sometimes it's not guarded at all, but it will be locked.
Luckily, David's guitar can cause locked doors to fly
I still have the roll of keys.
Very abruptly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. Forgot about those.
So what would you guys like to do?
Gingerly lower. I'm going to help my woman lower herself into the water first, and then I'm going to plop in after her.
Okay, perfect.
Cannonball.
Yeah, I'm gonna dive right in.
All right, and David, you'll do
I'm
the
gonna go
same.
in, but I'm gonna hold my lightning lute above my head, kind of like, in the military when they're walking through a river and they're holding their rifle above their head.
Perfect. And you guys do notice that this canal is not very deep. So, David, you are actually able to do that because your feet are able to touch the bottom. You don't have to swim.
Nice.
All right.
So you make your way through this canal, and you can kind of see that it does go basically out of the castle perimeter under the walls. However, this culvert does have a wrought iron gate under the walls. So you can climb up and try to find your way out another way. Or if you would like to try to somehow break the wrought iron gate, but you don't see any, it's not like a, unlockable gate. It's just straight wrought iron.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I look back at the fair maiden and say, any recommendations?
And she says, well, if we get up off the right side of this canal, the back gate isn't too far away, and hopefully we might be able to find a way out there.
I look over to Chuck and I go, Chuck, how did you get in here?
Oh, well, this area is technically off limits to, civilians, but I was able to sneak past guards, get my way back here, because I was already inside the walls, obviously. So I was able to get back here. But once I was able to get into the canal, into the dungeon, I was set upon by the guards, and they were able to capture me and take me in.
Okay, so Chuck doesn't remember where we came in.
Well, Chuck got in the same way as you guys through the front gate, but this culvert that you've just come out of was still within the walls of the castle grounds. It's kind of like, did you guys ever play, was it Ocarina of Time, where you can sneak into the castle, but you gotta sneak past the guards? Yeah, similar situation.
Yeah, with the up and to the right path that my chick recommended.
And so with surprising ease, she's able to jump up and lift herself out of this canal. And then Darren, she looks back at you and she says, "Can I help?" And she just leans down and puts her hand out to help lift you out.
Absolutely. I like me a strong, independent woman. I grab her by the forearm like pirate style and allow her to help me get out.
She pulls you out, no issue. And then she does the same for David.
Thank you.
And Chuck, and Chuck says, "Oh, thank you, my lady." And then Alex, she puts her hands down and reaches out to help you up.
I reach for her hand and I accept her help.
She's about halfway through pulling you up, and she lets you go as you fall back into the water.
Saw that coming.
I love how she hates you.
Yeah. All right. Well, I get myself out on my own then.
Perfect. And then as you guys are traversing behind the castle, like she said, it wasn't far to the back gate, and lucky for you, it is unguarded. However, unfortunate for you, there is a large steel gate has been dropped in front of the doors on this side of the wall, and it does not look as if you are able to open it with keys.
Blow that shit up.
Are we sure? I have the teddy bear bomb. Are we sure we want to go with it?
Oh, I'm not sure, but...
Well, yeah, I'm just trying to think. I mean, if we just blow that gate and then just fucking hightail it, we can probably just flee away. But I feel like they're going to know once they realize the chick is gone and that all of us are gone kind of what happened anyway. So it's whether or not we want to delay that realization or not.
Well, those feathers in the room might distract them for a little bit.
That's true. That's true. Keep them confused for a few minutes.
We have already come too far. We have to somehow get to the other side of this.
Can I, look around and see if there's, one of those big rotating wheels that, you use to, lift and close a gate?
Yeah, sure. Make me a perception check.
That'll be, not enough. A 7.
You cannot see a giant rotating wheel used to lift a gate.
I'm going to investigate the door and see if there's any way that we can, slide under it or force it open or any way to get past this door.
Sure. Roll me an investigation.
Come on. Yes, 15. Yes.
Nice.
Well, with the 15, you know that there is no way to get past this door.
Is there another path around us that we can take now, I guess? Or what are we looking at in this?
Well, it's basically like... the gate is basically housed in a small, medieval turret, if you will, a little tower. But you've got, obviously, the timber walls are extending all around this castle. And like I had previously mentioned, the walls are about 15 feet tall. And so you can't really see any other way out other than... the front gate you came out from, which you can't currently see right now, but you consider maybe that might be an option. But everybody make me a history check.
One history check. I got a 12.
22.
Nat 20, baby.
So,
ooh,
David with the nat 20, and then Darren with the 22. You guys remember you used something to get across a bubbling green pool of liquid.
Oh, yeah! I forgot about those grappling hooks. Yeah, let's Batman it, David.
Let's fucking do it.
Swirl and twirl. Let's see if we can get a good little hook here.
And I'll try to actually make the hit this time, and you get your rope back this time, and we should be good.
I still got mine.
Crush it, man. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, so who wants to throw the grappling hook?
I guess I'll start.
All right, Alex, make me, let's call it an athletics.
Athletics check. I just got myself
it's
a
not
12.
my strong suit.
Okay, so with the 12, you're able to swing around the grappling hook, and you seem to get decent purchase on a little guard plank weight at the top of this walkway.
Okay. I
at the
give
top of
the
this
rope
wall.
a bit of a tug, make sure it is secure, and I invite the noblewoman and Chuck to go first.
Chuck says, well, boys, I'm the lightest one here, so maybe I can test this one out in case it's a little not great. And Chuck easily and dexterously shimmies his way up the wall, and as he gets to the top, he kind of adjusts the grappling hook to get it a little bit more tight in there. And then
Nice.
the noblewoman easily makes her way up without issue. And then which one of you would like to go first up this rope?
I mean, I'll go
up
for it.
next so I can get a good view of that ass.
Oh, okay, you go.
Darren, make me a
Fair enough.
Darren, make me a strength check.
Strength check.
It's not easy to walk up a fucking wall with a rope.
20.
Oh, unnatural 20. Okay, so you make it look very easy, in fact, as you put your feet against the wall, and then you shimmy up the wall. And then who wants to go next?
Yeah, I guess I'll go.
All right, David, make me a strength check.
Strength. Oh, not my best with the -1.
Oh.
14, though.
All right, well, then tell us how you get up the wall.
With a 14, my favorite number, I guess I'll... Is it kind of like one of those gates that's kind of like in square sections, kind of like where feet can just like fit into, or is it like a solid gate?
Well, no, it's like it's like a wrought iron gate with like, squared sections like you had just described.
Yeah, I guess I'll just kind of... I'll put my loot, I'll kind of, I've got my strap on it, so I'll swing it around to my back so it's hanging off the back, and I'll just two-hand this rope and slowly just climb my way up.
Perfect. All right, David is at the top, and the only one left to go is Alex. Alex, roll me a strength check.
I just got myself a 21.
Ah, perfect. So,
Yeah, boy.
So Alex,
There we go.
Alex as well, the same as Darren, just shimmies his way up. No drama, no muss, no fuss, and now you are all standing atop the parapet of the back gate of Vaknarov.
Readjust the rope to the other side and descend.
I take my rope.
Who would like to do that?
What kind of check is this going to be?
Because he did such a terrific job.
That's true.
last time.
That's true.
All right, well then, hold on. Let me roll for Chuck. And Chuck secures the rope and drapes it down the front. Who would like to go first?
No pity for a coward. I'll fucking go for it.
Yeah, David, get it.
Okay, so David, you go over. Make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Hey, okay.
Chuck did not do a good job.
He did.
Dexterity is my thing. But not this time. But a 10.
So as you go over, you're about halfway down. It's not too bad. And then all of a sudden, the grappling hook comes loose and you fall flat on your back. Roll me a d4 of damage.
As I'm falling, I'm like, Chuck, no. How much damage?
D4.
Okay. Just one.
Okay, so that's not too bad. You take one damage, you hit the ground, you get the air knocked out of you, the wind knocked out of you, which is super uncomfortable. And you stand up, and now, well, your friends are at the top with no grappling rope to get down.
Okay. I guess I will give it a little swingy swing and chuck it up and see if I can secure it for
I'm
him.
going to reach
right,
down and try and grab the hook when he's coming up with it.
Yeah, I was going to say, rather than David rolling me in athletics, Alex, why don't you roll me a sleight of hand to see if he can grab that grappling hook as he throws it up?
Looks like I'm not going to do that. I just rolled a 10.
So, Al,
I'm going to assist.
okay, if you pass
So
if you pass a 12 check, I'll let you help Alex.
With sleight of
Yeah.
hand.
Nice.
15.
All right, so Darren, you manage to reach down as Alex is kind of like fumbling. He catches it, but it's like he's kind of juggling it, and then Darren, you reach down and get a firm grip of it, and then secure it to the top of this wall, and
Teamwork, baby.
the rest of you are able to descend without much issue.
Yeah. Prison break.
Easy peasy.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Real good. Just acing guards. Real proud.
Easy mode.
Yeah.
Well, I
Easy. Don't say that too loud.
Yeah,
God listen.
I have been saying there hasn't been much. There hasn't felt like it's too crazy yet, but I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an introductory, a soft period to get you into
And the dragon appears.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a black dragon. Look out, fucking acid
yeah,
breath. You're all
yeah.
dead.
Ancient black dragon descends upon you. No,
Yeah, Batman shows up and fucking destroys you all.
and so you're all at the back gate. However, you were on the wrong side of this city to head back to Gaudreau's house, and it is the middle of the night, and you have a dark forest sitting ahead of you, and you're not too sure where to go.
Dungeons, Dudes, and Dragons is myself, Alex Kerrigan, the half-elf fighter, Darren Warts, the Aasimar wizard, David Beaton, the tiefling bard, and our dungeon master, David Ashbaugh. Make sure to subscribe to our socials, Dungeons, Dudes, Dragons, all one word, on Instagram. You can find our YouTube channel at Dungeons, Dudes, &Dragons, and our TikTok is linked in both bios. If you like this podcast, please spread the word to friends and family who might also enjoy it. It's the absolute best way for us to gain new listeners. Also, please rate and review wherever you get your podcasts. It helps us boost us in the rankings so we can reach a wider audience. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope you'll tune in next time for another episode of Dungeons, Dudes, and Dragons.